Imagine a day without the sun. The sky is black, devoid of the familiar blue hue that we take for granted. The world is plunged into an eerie darkness, a stark contrast to the bright sunny days we are accustomed to. Stars are visible in the day, twinkling faintly against the dark backdrop. The moon has vanished, leaving the night sky to dominate the day. What would happen to our planet in such a scenario? The absence of sunlight would have profound effects on Earth. The sun is the center of our solar system, a massive star that holds everything in its gravitational embrace. It is a giant ball of burning gas that gives us light and heat, essential for life as we know it. Life on Earth depends on the sun's energy. Plants use sunlight to photosynthesize, creating the oxygen we breathe and the food we eat. Humans and animals rely on this energy to sustain their lives. Without the sun, our planet would be a very different place. It would become dark, cold, and lifeless, unable to support the diverse ecosystems that thrive today. It is a thought experiment in the extreme, pushing the boundaries of our imagination. But it helps us understand how important the sun is to us. Through this exercise, we can appreciate the vital role the sun plays in our daily lives and the functioning of our planet. What if the sun disappeared for a whole day? This question invites us to reflect on the delicate balance of our solar system and the indispensable nature of our closest star. The most immediate effect of the sun's disappearance would be darkness. The entire planet would be plunged into darkness. This would happen very quickly. The last rays of sunlight would fade away. Our world would be dark. This sudden darkness would be disorienting. It would be frightening for many people. The darkness would disrupt our daily lives. We rely on sunlight for so many things. Transportation, communication, and even our sleep cycles depend on the sun. Without sunlight, our world would be thrown into chaos. The disappearance of the sun would also cause a drop in temperature. The Earth would begin to cool down without the sun's heat. The temperature drop would not be immediate. The Earth retains some heat, but the temperature would drop steadily over the 24 hours. The effects of this temperature drop would be significant. Plants would start to die. Animals would struggle to survive. The oceans would begin to freeze. The cold would be a serious threat to life on Earth. Section 4. Nature in disarray. The disappearance of the sun would have a devastating impact on ecosystems around the world. The sun is the primary source of energy for all life on Earth. Without it, the delicate balance of nature would be disrupted in unimaginable ways. Plants would be the first to suffer. They rely on sunlight to perform photosynthesis, the process by which they convert light into energy. Without sunlight, this process would come to a halt. They need sunlight for photosynthesis. This process is essential for their growth and survival. Without it, plants would be unable to produce the food they need to live. Without sunlight, plants would not be able to produce energy. Artificial light could not replace the sun's natural rays, and plants would begin to weaken. They would wither and die. This would lead to a cascade of effects throughout the ecosystem. This would have a ripple effect throughout the food chain. Plants are the foundation of most food webs, and their loss would be catastrophic. Animals that rely on plants for food would starve. Herbivores, which depend directly on plants, would be the next to suffer. Predators that rely on those animals would also suffer. As herbivores die off, carnivores would find it increasingly difficult to find food. The entire ecosystem would be thrown out of balance. The intricate relationships between species would be disrupted, leading to chaos in natural habitats. The disappearance of the sun would be an ecological catastrophe. The loss of this vital energy source would lead to the collapse of ecosystems, resulting in widespread devastation and the potential extinction of countless species. Section 5. Human reactions. The disappearance of the sun would undoubtedly cause widespread panic and chaos. People would be afraid. The sudden loss of sunlight would be an unprecedented event, something no one would be prepared for. The initial reaction would be one of shock and disbelief, quickly followed by a surge of fear as the reality of the situation sets in. They would not understand what was happening. Confusion would spread like wildfire as people try to make sense of the inexplicable darkness. Conversations would be filled with speculation and fear, with everyone trying to grasp the magnitude of the event. The lack of sunlight would disrupt communication systems. Without the sun, satellite systems would fail, leading to a breakdown in global communications. People would find themselves isolated, unable to reach out for help or information. It would be difficult to get information. In the absence of reliable communication, misinformation and rumors would spread rapidly, adding to the chaos. People would turn to any available source, desperately seeking answers. This would add to the confusion and fear. The uncertainty of the situation would create a sense of helplessness, as people struggle to understand and cope with the new reality. Governments and authorities would struggle to maintain order. The sudden and unprecedented nature of the event would overwhelm emergency services and law enforcement, making it difficult to manage the widespread panic. The sudden darkness and cold would make it difficult to provide essential services. Hospitals, emergency responders, and other critical services would face immense challenges in operating without power and light. The disappearance of the sun would be a test of our resilience. Communities would need to come together, supporting each other through the crisis. Acts of kindness and solidarity would become crucial in navigating the dark times. It would be a reminder of our place in the cosmos. The event would force humanity to reflect on our vulnerability and the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. It would be a humbling experience, reminding us of the vastness and unpredictability of the universe.